Good morning, children. How are you all? So, I believe you are utilizing your holidays in a meaningful way. Okay, so now we will come to the lesson. In the last class, we had started the first lesson of the supplementary leader, how the camel got his hump, and we had completed part 1. I believe it's clear to everyone, and I had given some questions. So, we'll start with discussion of the first question. What tasks do you think were assigned to the dog and ox? So it's quite easy, children, as it was explained also that the tasks which were given to the ox and dog was specifically the dog was asked to fetch and carry things, and the ox on the other hand was asked to plough the fields. So this I explained while teaching the lesson also, so I believe the answer is clear. The second question, why did the camel live in the middle of the desert? Now this I had explained, children, while I explained the chapter in the beginning of the lesson itself. It is given he lived there because he was lazy and he did not wish to do any work. He merely ate sticks, thorns and prickles. So I believe this answer is also clear. The third question, what made the dog, the horse and the ox very angry? Now it's an important question, children. This also you know it very well. Why were they angry? Because actually the camel was not doing any work, and the result of that, what happened? Man had asked the dog, the horse and the ox to do double work. Why double work? Because the work was not done by the camel, so that work would be now done by the three animals, right? So basically they were angry because the man had asked the three animals to do camel's share of work along with their own. That means they had to do the work assigned to them. In addition to that, they also had to do the work which the camel was not doing. So it was, in a way, they had to do double work. We move on to fourth question now. How did the jinn know that the horse was complaining against the camel? Now very beautifully the description is given by the horse about the camel, as he described the camel having long neck and long legs. So these words are specifically used by the horse, long neck and long legs, so that it is easier for the jinn to understand that actually the horse was talking about the camel. And the jinn was also in charge of all deserts and was therefore familiar with all animals. So it was very clear by the description given by the horse that the horse was complaining about the camel. So with this we come to the end of the discussion of part 1 of question answers. I believe it's clear to everyone, and you all would have done the question answers plus the extra word meanings which were given by me while I explained the chapter. Now we will start with part 2 of the lesson. It's given on page number 4. Okay, we'll start now. The jinn remonstrated with the camel, who said, "Humph!" The camel's beautiful back suddenly grew a lump, which was the camel's hump. So here, children, underline the word remonstrated. So here it means protested. Then you have the word lump, that means a swelling under the skin. So this outline actually tells us what happens at the end of the lesson, that the camel had a lump and he protested that it would be difficult for him to work with that lump. And apart from that, what happened? Earlier, children, actually there was no hump. It was a simple back, but because of the laziness of the camel, The jinn wanted to punish him to make him realize that it was wrong on his part to be lazy and not to work. So, because of that, Camel's beautiful back suddenly grew a lump, which was Camel's hump. I believe till here it's clear to all. Now we'll read. The jinn assured the camel his hump would always be a help, not a hindrance. Now, here, children, underline the word assured and underline the word hindrance. Assured here means make someone feel confident about something. Hindrance, it means a person or a thing that makes it difficult for you to do something. So here what happens, this is, as I said earlier also, it's just the outline which tells you what happens at the end of the lesson. So the jinn had changed the look of the camel. That means there was a lump there. Then what happens because of that? What happened? Because of that lump, the camel did not at all look good, and it complained that now it would not be able to work with that specific lump. But then the jinn assured him, comforted him, saying that this hump in a way would help the camel. So the jinn assured the camel that the hump which was there on camel's back would not at all be a hindrance, but definitely it would help him to do work. Okay, now we'll start the reading of the paragraph on page 4. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak and took a walk across the desert, and found the camel looking at his own reflection in a pool of water. Now underline the word cloak and underline the word reflection. So a cloak is actually a long, loose fitting piece of clothing worn over other clothes, and reflection is an image that you see in a mirror, in water, or on a shiny surface. So what happens here, children, as the second part of the chapter starts, we come to know that the jinn, when he walked across the desert, he saw the camel looking at his own image in the pool of water. So what does this tell us about camel? His character, that he loved his image a lot and he only cared about himself. Okay, now we'll read the lines. My friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear of you? Doing no work? So here what happened, children? The jinn said to the camel that everyone was complaining that he did not work. He was lazy. Now who all complained? We know it. It was the ox, the dog, and the horse. So basically, jinn wanted to know the reason why the camel was not working. The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. Okay, so now here what happened, children? So the jinn finally sat there, and the camel also was continuously looking at his reflection in the pool of water. You have given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness, said the jinn. And he went on, thinking with his chin in his hand. Now underline the word idleness, children. Here it means a state of being lazy, inactive, or idle. So here, children, what happened? The jinn, he finally asked the camel that what was the reason why he was not doing the work, and as he was lazy, that is, as the camel was lazy, as the camel was inactive, and because of that, ever since Monday morning, all the other three animals, they were asked to do extra work. And after saying this, the jinn kept on thinking. Humph, said the camel. I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the gin. You might say it once too often. I want you to work. So here children, what happens? The jinn tries to make the camel understand if he had been in camel's place, he would never have said it. That means humph word he would never have uttered it. And after that the jinn asked him that he should work as the other animals were also working, so he should also work and cooperate with them. And the camel said, Humph again. But no sooner had he said it than he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up and puffing up into a great big hump. So what happened, children? As immediately as the camel's habit was, at all the time he used to say humph. So here also again, after the jinn tried to convince him, advise him that he should also work like other animals, should not be lazy, again he said humph. So as soon as he said that, something happened. That means his back, he was very proud of it. So slowly and slowly it started puffing up. And what happened? There was a great big hump. Do you see that? Said the jinn. That's your very own hump that you have brought upon your very own self by not working. Today is Thursday, and you have done no work since Monday, when the work began. Now you are going to work. So here what happens, children? The jinn said that this hump is because of camel's actions. The camel was lazy, it did not work hard. So from Monday to Wednesday. So now it was Thursday. So because of that, what happened? There was a big hump on his back. How can I, said the camel, with this hump on my back? So here what happened? The camel, he said that it is not possible for him to work with the hump on his back. That has a purpose, said the jinn. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating, because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. So here what happens? The jinn, he tells the camel that the hump was there on his back because he did not work for 3 days. So now he will be able to work for 3 days without eating, and so he can totally live on his hump. And after that he instructed the camel to go out of the desert and to go to the animals and to help them. Which animals? The ox, the dog and the horse, as well as to behave properly also. And the camel went away to join the tree, and from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings, but he has never yet caught up with the 3 days that he missed at the beginning of the world, and he has never yet learned how to behave. So here, children, what happens? After this, the camel went away to help the other 3 animals, and from that day there is always a hump on his back. So we don't call it hump now, as time and again if we say hump, what happens? It can hurt its feelings, so we call it hump. And after that what happens? Till now it's believed that the camel has not learnt a lesson, because he doesn't know how to work properly, and he is not able to cover up the 3 days he missed at the beginning of the world. From the beginning itself, he was asked to help the 3 animals. He did not do it, and till now he is not able to cover up those 3 days. I believe the lesson is very clear to you. So, in a way, you can say the story teaches us through the character of the camel that everyone should do his or her share of work seriously. We should not be lazy, we should not delay our work as it will harm us. As we see in the case of camel also, from the beginning itself, it was not cooperating with the other three animals, and because of that, there was a hump on his back, and till now, there is a hump on his back. So, I believe the chapter is very clear to you. Part 2 and Part 1 were explained clearly. In Part 2, we all know, as I explained earlier also, the jinn finally he went to see the camel, and when he went there, what happened? He saw the camel was busy looking at his own reflection, which clearly tells us that it was very proud of its appearance, its looks, and there the jinn tries to make the camel understand that he should cooperate with the other animals and work. But still, as camel's habit was, it simply said humph. And as soon as it said that, what happened, children? There was a big hump on his back. Now, why it was there? Because it refused to work. So, till now, it is believed the camel has not learned to behave well, and he is not able to cover up the work that was given at the beginning of the world. He missed doing that work, and till now he has not covered up. So I think the chapter is very clear to you. You are supposed to write the extra word meanings which were explained to you while the lesson was taught. Now we come to the comprehension check, page 5, question 1. The camel was looking at this own reflection in the pool. What does it suggest to you about the camel? So this I explained while teaching the lesson also, children, that the camel was looking at his image in the pool because he loved his image, and it suggests that the camel only cared about himself. He only thought about himself, he cared about himself. Okay, the second question. The camel said humph repeatedly. How did it affect him? Now it's very easy question, because while explaining the chapter also I clearly discussed it, that how when the camel said humph, what was the result of that, how it affected. So what happens, children? Even after the jinn tried to make the camel understand that he should not say humph and work with other animals, in spite of that, the camel said humph, and as soon as he said it, what happened? There was a big hump on his back, because he merely said humph and did not do any work. I believe this question is clear to you. The third question. What, according to the jinn, was the use of the humph? Now it's very clearly given, as I explained also, that according to the jinn, because of this hump, the camel could work continuously for 2 to 3 days. The hump on the camel's back was a storehouse of food and water. Fourth question. He has never yet learned to behave. In the light of this, what is the writer's opinion about the camel? It's a very important question, children. You have to write the writer's opinion. So we all know that the writer's opinion is that the camel has never learned to behave, and he is still an arrogant and non-cooperative animal, and in the beginning of the world he was given the work. 3 days he did not work, and till now he is not able to cover up those 3 days. So I think it's very clear to you, all the 4 answers. Still, if you have any doubt, you can post it. So children, part 1 of the lesson, 4 questions were there, and part 2, 4 questions were there. All the answers have been discussed. You have to do it in your English classwork notebook. Apart from that, from part 1, I gave certain word meanings. Part 2 also word meanings were explained while the chapter was being discussed. So all that is to be done in your English classwork notebook. Now one question I am giving that you have to write in 80 to 100 words. The question is, do you think it is good to impose our share of work on the others? Now here what you need to write is it correct that whatever work is being given to us should we give it to others? So you have to write proper answers with valid reasons. You need to give the reasons also why it is not right. So in general you write your opinion and then you correlate your answer with the lesson. So in this way you will be able to write your answer effectively. As I said, the word limit for this answer is 80 to 100 words. So with this we come to the end of the lesson 1 of supplementary reader, It So Happened. And the name of the lesson, as you all know, How the Camel Got His Hump. I believe it's very clear to you children. Still, as I said earlier also, if you have a doubt you can post it to me. Utilize your holidays effectively, work hard, study well, help your parents. That's all for now. Thank you children. Have a good day. In the next class children, we'll start grammar. The topic of the grammar will be the sentence, which you are well aware of.